Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, August 1st, 2025. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. All right, yesterday was one of the worst storms I can recall, and that one clap of thunder really shook the entire house. My cat was freaking out. But kudos to BG&E for keeping my electricity on. Anyhow, today's DNB is pretty politically heavy, so that's just a warning for you. And here is your OMG fact. 2% of the Earth's people have red hair. And somehow I thought it might be a little bit more. But anyhow, we do have some news, so shall we? Annapolitans for a Better Community, a local nonpartisan advocacy group, has announced that it is going to continue collecting petition signatures through September 2nd in an effort to place 2 ballot questions before city voters this November. One proposal would lower the homestead property tax credit assessment cap from 10% to 2% for owner-occupied homes. The other would allow nonpartisan voters currently barred from primary elections to cast ballots in those contests. ABC said it has already collected thousands of signatures and is aiming to meet the legal requirement of 10% of registered voters citywide, including a minimum of 250 per ward, while the city's Board of Supervisors of Elections maintains that the deadline is July 28th, a couple days ago. ABC contends that the law setting that deadline was repealed last October and no new deadline was adopted. In a public statement, the group said that it intends to submit the petitions in early September and, if necessary, challenge any city rejection of the filings in court. They also encouraged registered voters who haven't signed to download the petitions from their website and mail them in. And that site is abcannapolis.org. And just another heads up, we've added a few more candidates in the race onto our post. Disha Conti is in Ward 6 as a Democrat and Jack Papaleonte in Ward 5 as a Republican. Continuing with the election stuff, voters in Annapolis are going to have an opportunity this Saturday to hear directly from candidates on issues related to reparative justice. The Coalition for Atonement and Repair is hosting a forum from 3 to 5 p.m. at the First Baptist Church on West Washington Street. The event is billed as, quote, for the people, by the people, and it will center on housing, equity, justice reform, and public safety. Confirmed candidates include mayoral contenders Jared Littman and Rhonda Pindell-Charles, as well as multiple city council candidates from wards 1 through 8. It's going to be moderated by Reverend Dr. Mark A. Wainwright, and the forum will also feature a panel of community leaders and advocates and include audience testimony. A Zoom live stream will be available, and voter registration will be offered on site. And I told you this was going to be heavy into politics, but as we slide into some national politics, Governor Wes Moore says he is not running for president in 2028, but the online betting site Polymarket has other thoughts. As of this week, Moore is tied with Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer with a 5% chance of securing the Democratic nomination, according to that site's market odds. The speculation stems from Moore's appearances at key national events like South Carolina's Blue Palmetto Dinner and Michigan's NAACP gathering, both considered notable stops for presidential hopefuls. Even George Clooney, actor and political donor, chimed in to call Moore, quote, spectacular. While Moore insists he's focused on Maryland, others are not so sure, but it is a long shot. For comparison, California Governor Gavin Newsom currently leads the betting pack at 20%, followed by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Pete Buttigieg, all with double digits. All right, let's take a quick rundown of what's happening around town this weekend. Tonight, it's the 80th Annual Rotary Club of Annapolis Crab Feast. That runs from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. VIP tickets are sold out, but there are tickets available at the door. And if you're not at the Crab Feast, or maybe if you want to do something after the Crab Feast, you want to head to the Chesapeake Bay Sox to celebrate Navy Night and support our plebes who are getting their first taste of freedom starting tonight at 7:05. And as we slide into Saturday, the Summer Field Market at Wildberry Farm kicks off at 9 a.m., featuring local vendors and farm vibes. Also at 9 a.m., the Annapolis Toy Show opens up at the Doubletree Hotel with collectibles and nostalgia. At 10 a.m., the Navy Football Fan Fest gives fans a chance to meet the players and get autographs and have some fun down on the field as well. And from 2 to 4, the Bush Library is going to be hosting a hobby fair. It's perfect for discovering a new passion or maybe a hobby buddy. Sunday is the first Sunday of August, so it is the First Sunday Arts Festival. That runs from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on West Street in Annapolis with more than 100 vendors and live music. Faith Day at the Chesapeake Bay Sox begins with a 1:05 p.m. game, followed by a free post-game concert by Christian pop artist Riley Clemens. So you do have a lot of choices this weekend, and the weather is going to cooperate. So there you go. You want to be sure to catch our local business spotlight this Saturday. This week, we speak with Emily Encinosa, and she joins us from Expecting with Emily to talk about doula-ing, and that's a word I just made up, but that does drop at noon on Saturday. And today on Canines and Crosstreks, Cinnamon, a perfect little Yorkie. You want to listen to our spot now and then check out eyeonannapolis.net at noon for some irresistible photos and get all of the information on how you can bring her home. And again, don't forget that we have our daily newsletter that features only the top local news stories of the day. We send it out to your email inbox at 7 p.m. every single night. That is 365 days a year, all without a paywall. It's perfect for keeping up with the weekend's news since we don't release a DNB on Saturday or Sunday. And I've got a link right here in the show notes for you. All right, that's it. Now it is time just to say thank you for listening and putting up with us every day. I do hope that we add some value to your world. And if we do, please leave a review somewhere, or better yet, and tell a friend to give us a listen. We also like to thank our sponsors, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Hospice of the Chesapeake, Fish for a Cure, and MacMedics. It is Friday, the weekend is here, and now it is time just to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, and keep shopping local. Now hang tight, we have your Eye on Annapolis local weather report, and then Canines and Crosstreks. All of that's coming your way in just a minute.
Ahoy, captains and anglers. What better way to spend a day on the Chesapeake Bay than by fishing and fundraising for a cure? Join us for the 19th annual Fish for a Cure tournament, Paul C. Detter's Captain's Challenge, and Shore Party, Saturday, November 1st at Safe Harbor, Annapolis. Fish for a Cure supports Luminous Health Anne Arundel Medical Center's Gayton and Joanne D. Cesaris Cancer Institute. Event proceeds directly support the Cancer Survivorship Program for patients recovering from all types of cancers. Gather your crew and register your boat today at fishforacure.org. Again, that's fishforacure.org. Next up, we're diving into today's Eye on Annapolis weather forecast. From sunny skies over the bay to storm warnings that could impact your plans, we've got the details to keep you ahead of the curve. Stay tuned. It's all coming your way in just a moment.
Well, good morning again. And as we roll into August, it is shaping up to be a relatively mild and pleasant stretch, especially for early summer in Annapolis. We've got a mix of clouds and sunshine with just a few passing rain chances, so let's take a look at what lies ahead. Today, you can expect mostly cloudy skies with a high near 76. There is a slight chance of showers and maybe a thunderstorm early in the day and again later in the afternoon, but don't expect anything widespread. Winds will be from the northeast at 13 to 16 miles per hour with gusts as high as 23. Tomorrow brings more sunshine and slightly warmer temps. We're going to see a high near 79 under clear skies with light northeast breeze around 11 miles per hour. Saturday night will stay mostly clear with a low dipping to around 68, and the wind should calm a bit overnight. Sunday continues the sunshine trend with high near 80. It should be a beautiful day for outdoor plans, perhaps a brunch, a paddle on the Severn, or maybe just soak it up in your own backyard. Sunday night will be a partly cloudy night with a comfortable low around 67 degrees. Now, as we look ahead, the early part of next week, Monday stays sunny with a high near 82. Tuesday brings some increasing clouds, but still very pleasant with highs around 82 again. Shower chances do return on Wednesday with a 30% chance of rain and highs in the low 80s. Lows overnight should hover in the upper 60s to low 70s. That's your local forecast, and all things considered, it's a pretty agreeable weekend to start next week. Whether you're heading to the crab feast, the Bay Sox, or just your front porch, enjoy the stretch, and we'll check back with you on Monday morning.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
That can only mean one thing. We're headed to the SPCA of Arundel County with Annapolis Subaru to play with the pups for this week's Canines and Crosstreks. Sponsored by Annapolis Subaru. Higher standards.
Well, from pit bulls to Yorkies?
Yorkies. Yes,
Is that what we're looking at here?
That is what we're looking at. And this is Cinnamon.
And she is a cutie. And we're here back, obviously, at Canines and Crosstreks. Not necessarily so obviously, but we're up here at Annapolis Subaru at 149 Old Solomon's Island Road. But tell me about Cinnamon.
Cinnamon's actually been with us for about 2 months now. She's 9 years old, super, super sweet, loves to be a lap dog, and did come in. She previously lived with young children, so we do know she's fine with children. She's a little skittish when it comes to dogs. She met one this morning, and she was just a little bit skittish, but not too fearful. And she likes leash walking, and her favorite thing is breakfast. But
funny, my favorite thing is like breakfast too.
She cannot wait for her breakfast in the morning.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Ooh, that's her full name.
How did you know?
Cinnamon buns.
So she's really sweet, but she's been here a little while and cute as can be.
Well, I get it. When you're a Yorkie, I mean, I'd be scared of pretty much other dogs. I mean, kids are probably humans are generally nice to dogs,
right?
And they ooh and they ah. But that's really nice that she gets along with kids.
Yep, young kids.
Because you don't necessarily know with a lot of dogs. So I mean, that's huge.
Yep.
And she's been here 2 months.
She's been here, 2 months.
Okay, we need to find Cinnamon a home there. Along. And I forgot to check to see about Dottie, Murray, and Alaska and Rihanna. Hopefully they're gone.
I do know they've been getting a bunch of apps, so there's no question if they're not.
That's also. Hey, Billy, I got a question for you. It's not necessarily a Subaru question. It's sort of an opinion question.
Okay.
You guys are part of Annapolis Cars,
mm-hmm.
and you have the Volvo brand, the Hyundai brand, and the Subaru brand.
Yep, Genesis as well.
And Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
How do brands get decided? I mean, do you guys like sit there, roll the dice, and say, hey, let's pick up a brand of car, or do they come to you? Do manufacturers come? I mean, how does that?
So there's a few different ways that it can happen. So I mean, first and foremost, they're not just going to let anybody run own a car dealership. So there's a lot of
there goes my retirement,
financial investment and facility investment, and there's a lot of tools and equipment and stuff like that. But yeah, there's buy sells that can happen where somebody buys another person out from a store, and they also get approved by the manufacturer that they're purchasing from, and there's also like open points and stuff like that. So it just it all depends. Pretty difficult to get into. You kind of have to have the experience and the financial wherewithal in order to do it.
Certainly.
But yeah, it's not, you can't just wake up in the morning and decide that you want to own a car dealership. It takes a lot of time.
I mean, I was just kind of curious if you had Volvo 1 year and then say, that's not Subaru.
Yeah.
And you call up Subaru and say, hey man, we got Volvo. Come on.
I'm curious. So, I mean, I don't know if you can answer this or not, but typically, I mean, do the dealerships own all the cars that are on that, or is it sort of, it just depends on the dealership? Like, some own the cars, or some have a loan out.
Yeah, I mean, there's something called floor plan. So it's basically a line of credit that you use to acquire the vehicles, and then you pay interest on that. So that's why we're incentivized to try to sell them as quickly as possible. So it all depends on the liquidity and the financial.
That'd be rough to resilience, because you guys sell a ton of cars.
Yeah, they even move here.
I mean. That's a big check I wouldn't want to write.
Yeah, no.
If I had to buy all the cars on the.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we typically have north of 100, 120 cars at any given time new, and then you have your used pre-owned vehicles as well. So it's
good catch there.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
It's kind of it's kind of nice to know that too, though, because so many people think, oh, they got all these cars and they own all these cars. Well, I mean, you guys have financial.
Everything. Yeah, there's holding costs associated with all of the inventory, and I mean, it's all like I said. There is a huge, a huge financial component to all of it, and it's that's why we try to sell cars and,
right. But
move them
some
pretty
people
quick.
have an opinion, oh, well, they could do better than this. Well, maybe not. They don't know that for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they're trying to wheel and deal
that's
and
such a misnomer because I've heard, forever, they're just rolling in the money.
Yeah,
I mean, as we've talked about before, I mean, the state's making more money than you are.
On the car sales, yeah, absolutely.
Most of the cars. And I briefly sold cars way back when, and I absolutely hated it. And I mean, we're talking, I mean, the commission, this was on, okay, we'll throw it back. It was like Chrysler Plymouth.
Plymouth.
And I mean, the commissions that we would get would be like $60. So that, and obviously the dealer probably was taking the lion's share, but I mean, not a whole lot in there.
Sure. Yeah.
So, I mean, when you come in to buy a Subaru and you say, I'm not going to buy it unless I get 20,000 off.
Exactly. And
then you just say, okay, well,
no. And there's always,
else, right.
There's markup and everything. Right. And we do the best we can to provide, vehicles for a fair price. And, but obviously, we are a business and we have to maintain profitability and to pay all of our employees and also, we give a lot of money to the local community. So
yes,
you might just say that again.
Yeah. It's one of those things that, yes, we do, try to make a profit on our car sales as we should, as any business should.
Right.
We are August 1st here, and I can't believe summer is starting to wane now. But Kelly, I want to revisit the heat thing because we got to remember that these dogs and cats that are outside and just any pets are out there because we're not done with the heat. That's for sure. And I saw something again on your Facebook page. It's the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. It said that if you put your hand on the pavement, and I'll say count to 10, but it said 7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can comfortably do that, you're probably okay taking your dog out.
Mm-hmm.
If you're pulling it off, going, damn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're just looking at little Simmons pads, on the bottom of her feet right now. And it's crazy. And I can say that the ERs, the animal ERs have been very busy with heat strokes. So they've been trying to, warn everybody as much as you can. People just have no idea how quickly they can have a heat stroke. And just because they're a large breed does not mean it's not going to happen. Obviously, smaller breeds are more susceptible.
Sure.
But it's just, especially when we were going through those really humid days.
It really is. And I mean, again, the asphalt, if it's 77 outside, the asphalt temperature is 125, 86 outside. Very reasonable to have anytime during August. The asphalt temperature is 135 degrees. And then if it goes over 100, it jumps up to 167 degrees. I mean, you can that's like cake baking heat.
It is. It really is. And people are, like I said, you still see the dogs in the cars and they're just running in. And I was actually someplace recently and I waited by the car because I was just picking up my food. And I was like, I know, but you're in there and you're kind of concentrating on your food and you're thinking you're only going to be a second. And the dog's sitting in the car without the motor running.
So what does Joe Blow do when I roll up into Harbor Center and I see a dog in a car unattended?
Call the police. Yeah. I mean, we've done a couple of things. You can go into the store and see if they will announce whoever's driving that car with that dog and, please come out.
So publicly shame the person that's driving.
Yeah, well, in a sense, you haven't said why you're calling them, but so you can do that. But otherwise, we call the police.
Okay, and then the police will try to find.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that they get there fast enough because sometimes by the time you see the dog's been sitting there for some time, it's a very short period of time.
Hopefully, it is a priority to the police when they get the call.
They are. Usually, the police are really good about caring about the animals in this community.
And it doesn't take long for that car to heat up.
No, it does not.
Just running into the 7-Eleven for that Slurpee, you'd be surprised, even if there is no line or anything that.
But, we're human. You go in and you think, I'm only going to be 2 minutes. And then you see someone you start talking. I mean, it's something it can slip your mind that you have a dog or a child in the car, as we all know.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
well, if you drive a Subaru, it'll
tell you
to check your back seat before you get out of the car.
It reminds me if I have a shopping bag back there to tell me, don't forget you have a bag
check
back
your back
there.
Seat. Hey, there's a child.
Oh, there's the dog.
Hello.
That freaked out Teresa when she first had it. And the car also says goodbye to you.
Oh, yeah.
And
hello.
When she drives with me, which I don't have a Subaru that says hello and goodbye to me.
Yeah.
She's like, are you sure you turned the car off? And
Because
I'm
you get so used to it.
yes, I did turn the car. I mean, I've been known to not turn the car off.
Didn't
but
say
I mean,
goodbye, John.
And she's exactly. She said, "Oh, I'm just used to saying goodbye." Then I know I turned it off.
But it's a great thing. I mean, it's
That's
so
too
funny
funny.
that you kind of start relying on these
Dude,
great
I did
safety people.
the other day. I think I scarred Gemma for life. We not in like maybe in a bad way, not on purpose. Though. So we'll
see what her therapist says in a couple of years.
We were so we got home and I got out of the car and she was in the back seat and I waited for a few minutes. I thought that she had gotten out of the car and I shut my door and I locked it and then went up to like put the key in the house to get inside and I turned around and I was like,
she's not behind me.
Oh no, she's still in the car. I go back there and she's crying. She's like, "You locked me in the car. You locked me." And I was like, "It was like 2 seconds. I didn't even realize that you were there." She was like, "Ah." And then like now every time she rides with me and we get out, and she's like, "Hey, Dad, why don't you try not to lock me in the car this time?" I'm like,
I have a feeling though, if it was 1 minute longer, she would have been kicking the door.
It's like poor memory. Great.
You need credit for remembering and going back.
I did. I went right back. It was
That's right.
It was
You
like
didn't
maybe.
forget.
It was
You
maybe
did not forget.
Maybe 7 seconds.
You
Maybe
did
7
not
seconds.
forget. You just
and
locked the
she's
door.
going to go back to school and say, "My dad locked me into the car for half a day."
I'm gonna get called into the principal's
Yeah.
office. Yeah.
He left me. He was going inside without
like,
me.
Oh God. It's like, Gem, I'm sorry, buddy. She's like, "You forgot about me." I was like, "No, I did not."
No, I did not. I accidentally
did
locked
not.
the door is
Yeah.
what I did.
I thought you were already out of the car. Well, you were lollygagging.
That's right.
What were you doing back there?
What was taking so long?
Yeah. Jeez.
That's right. I saw that the Crosstreks going hybrid next year too.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I mean, it seems like you guys, and I think this, I don't know if this makes sense, but I mean, you're going heavy into hybrid and also introducing some new EVs. We talked about the, I forgot the name of the other one, the Uncharted that's coming out soon. And it kind of makes sense to me as I'm thinking about, I mean, our society is changing our views on the ICE. Is that right?
ICE engine.
ICE engines.
Combustion, yeah.
And they're starting to accept more into the EV. I mean, they're not all in on it yet, but they're going to be. And if they're eventually, but in the interim, the hybrid is the perfect solution.
It is. It really is. And there's been other, Honda, Toyota, they've had, Honda, the CRV hybrids and
but
what's
yeah,
that other
I mean,
car
you've got
called?
with the
RAV4 hybrids. Yeah. So we were kind of missing missing that without a hybrid. So I'm glad that they introduced the Forester when they did. And then when the Crosstrek comes out, I think that's going to be a big hit as
and the Outback.
well.
And then, I mean, it's just, it's going to be the people that are going to have the, what do we call it? Not FOMO, fear of missing out, but the mileage, the battery.
The range anxiety.
And I think the Forester correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it 35 miles to the gallon?
Yeah, you can get mid-30s, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That's
I was going to say it's, and that's I mean, going to cut your fuel down. I mean, it's going to be better for the environment. It's going to be better for, everything all around.
Best of both worlds for sure.
Yeah, no, and
they're a little more peppy.
Yeah. And, for the range anxiety people, it's going to put them all at ease as well. So
yeah, I really like the approach that Subaru has taken with the EVs. Not really going, rushing to production and going all in and creating a bunch of inventory super fast. So they've definitely done a good job with kind of slow rolling it out, checking, seeing what's going on in the economy, politics, stuff like that. But it's been it's been good. We've had the Solterra. It's done pretty well. But we haven't been overloaded with them, so it's been.
And I got to figure the guy or the girl that's like, I don't want none of this electric BS. I want my V8. Or I mean, it's that's a reasonably easy sale to them. I mean, they're not going to. You still can put gas in this thing, sir.
Yeah.
You know what? It'll cost you half as much.
That's right.
It'll take you twice as far and cost you half as much.
True. But it doesn't look as cool as the truck, though.
Right. You're not going to be able to puff that big old exhaust thing out.
The gas guzzler.
Yeah. Diesel guzzler.
But yeah, no, I do like the way they do it. And what also is impressive is that they haven't really skimped on any of the safety aspects of any of the cars.
No. If anything, they've added more. It's their big commitment is to having safe, reliable, affordable vehicles, and we've been really making sure that they hear the dealers, they hear us as retailers. Got to keep these cars affordable. We got to make sure they have all the safety features that you guys have had. Keep investing in that sort of stuff, and people keep buying them.
True. I'm going to try to see if I can find out from Maryland whether the state police, whether they track injuries and deaths per brand. I bet you Subaru is like at the bottom of that list.
I would
Safety.
say so. Yeah.
I bet that's be interesting to see what that.
See what you can come up with, John.
I will.
Yeah.
You're a pretty resourceful
That would be
fellow.
a really good thing to look into.
I'll get back to you next week.
Not
That's
Sean.
not just something like Forbes or something saying that
Right.
Yeah.
Consumer
You want
Reports.
the real deal.
I want you to get don't you get down the nitty gritty?
Real deal.
I mean, you brought us that wonderful list of license plates.
That's
The
right.
last
Remember
time. Yeah, that was good.
That's
That
it.
was
I love the ingenuity of the people of Maryland that they can come up with all these things.
Yeah.
And I have learned subsequent to that Maine has 0 restrictions on license plates.
Really?
Really?
I mean, obviously
0. I mean, you can't be.
Yeah, no, there's the.
That's crazy. Explain that to a
There's-
kid that's
there are
trying to
some-
read that. What is that?
There are some crazy license plates out there that are for Maine, but definitely, if you're in the mood for an EV or a hybrid, Subaru is the way to go.
Absolutely.
And at this point, within the next year or so, you're going to have something in pretty much every level, from the small, Crosstrek SUV up to, the large Solterra and the Forester and everything else. And everybody's flying off the lots, if you will.
Absolutely.
But just reminding a couple of events. You've got the Puppy Plant August 24th at Camp Let's, Jess Fest October 11th. You want to put those 2 dates on your calendar. And we need to find Cinnamon a home.
We do.
She has no brothers or sisters like Dottie Marie did last week. And she's been there a while, 2 months. But if you've got perfect for like a condo or an apartment or a townhome dweller, she doesn't need a whole lot of running room.
That's right.
Kids, fine. Other animals, probably take a little bit of getting used to, but doesn't appear to be a problem with them.
Yes. We have not done a cat test yet.
Cat tests, haven't thrown
Obviously,
them in
we
with
will.
Jimmy yet.
That's right. Jimmy is not.
Jimmy, if you throw them with Jimmy, they're going to fail every time.
I know. They'll be swatting at him
Yeah.
with no claws out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are not a breakfast person, this is not the dog for you.
Loves breakfast.
Because she wants to sit down and have breakfast.
If you are like a late sleeper, you get up at
This is
11 on the
not the
weekends.
dog for you.
Not the dog for you. You can get your application started at AAC SPCA. You can do that online or come down. And that's the best way to actually find out if this is a dog for you. But come down and snuggle up with Cinnamon. You can make an appointment and see whether she's going to be perfect for your home and get that application started. And if she may not be, which I can't see, but there's plenty of other animals that do need forever homes. And the SPCA does just such a great job of making sure they're well cared for and everything else.
They do such a great job.
She is so relaxed.
That
isn't she?
ear up and I was trying to get her to fall back asleep because she was awake.
I'm just resting my chin here, having a good old time.
You're ready to lay down. Go ahead, lay down.
But if you are in the market for a car, AnnapolisSubaru.com, 149 Old Solomon's Island Road, big silver and blue building right on the corner. Can't miss it. Sort of catty corner from Chevy's Fresh Mex, and it triangulates with the Harbor Center.
Yes, it does.
And I guess we're going to see you next week, which is going to be August 8th, and school's going to be getting ready to get back in session probably pretty shortly after that. So
I don't want to talk about it, John.
Yeah, well.
Actually, I'm ready for school to get back in session.
Are you going back?
As the father of 2 young girls.
Yeah,
Yes,
what am I saying? Heck yeah, school.
go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
All righty. Well, we'll see you guys next week, and hopefully we'll never see Cinnamon again.
That's right. She'll be at home this time next week.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting MacMedics in Severna Park, where appointments are not necessary. MacMedics is an Apple-authorized premium service provider. MacMedics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. MacMedics is also an Apple authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit MacMedics in Severna Park for Apple authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call MacMedics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.